What's going on, everybody? Chadley here, and today I just wanted to make a quick video talking about ways that Gearbox could change Flak here in the near future of Borderlands 3 to make him more comparable to all the rest of the Vault Hunters, because right now, Moze, Zane, and Amara can all deal insane amounts of damage, but also get lifesteal out of it. And now Flak, obviously he's always been a huge damage dealer, but he's never had any sort of real survivability. And in this video, I'm not even proposing making him like an absolute tank. I am proposing that he gets just a little bit of help in terms of health regen. And there's only one thing that I'm going to suggest that is lifesteal, but it's not actual gun or weapon lifesteal. It's going to be based on an augment that Flak has. So we're going to go through each one of the skill trees, focused on each one of the action skills, and we're going to talk about one change to each of them that, in my opinion, would greatly help out Flak. I really want to know what you guys think about my ideas, and also I want to know ideas you guys have. So if you guys have other ideas different from the ones I have, definitely go down to the comments and leave them for me. I'm really curious to know what you guys think. So to start things off, we're going to be looking at the Hunter skill tree and focused around a rack attack build. So right now, there's no sort of like health regen or lifesteal except for Falconer's Feast with this skill. And all I'm proposing with this is change Falconer's Feast to lifesteal based off of the damage that racks do. That way it's not insane invincibility from, Flak's insane weapon damage, but he still gets a good amount of survivability based off of racks, and it requires your racks still to hit something. So it wouldn't be too crazy overpowered, but it would just give him that little bit of survivability that he needs. Because right now, in the current state that Falconer's Feast is in, it is absolutely worthless in terms of endgame. This does basically nothing for you. A lot of the times, some damage over times can beat out the Falconer's Feast health return from it. And especially right now, the head count is bugged. You guys know I don't have the spec'd in right now. But that's going to be fixed here in an upcoming patch, so don't worry about that. But with Falconer's Feast working how it's supposed to, with a rack attack that is working all the time, it still really doesn't do that much. So just make it a percentage of the damage that racks do, because in the future, they're also planning on making action skills more viable in terms of like building around them. So with the damage that does, you could be pretty tanky if you build around it, but even if you don't, you just go pure damage, you just get a little bit of survivability that's actually worth a while. So this would also bring more light to the rack pack comm, as you're going to produce more racks and in turn deal more damage. So if you want to go tanky, it's going to give more life to that class mod instead of people just running like Cosmic Stalker, Bounty Hunters, and things like that with rack attack. So now for Gamma Burst, I actually really don't want that much of a change with Gamma Burst at all, because if you're rocking a Red Fang and Burst Aid, you're not really going to go down much at all. Almost nothing's going to attack you, and when it does, Burst Aid is going to just out heal it because it's going to be like one or two enemies. It's really not that tough to survive with Gamma Burst. Really, the only way you go down with Gamma Burst is if you're rocking under 50 health for the 150 radiation anointment, and that's just kind of a trade-off you're going to have with that anointment. That's something that comes with it, as opposed to just using the 115 Gamma Burst anointment. So I do understand that trade-off there. Now, one of the things I would possibly change is Who Rescued Who, is when pets, hopefully in the future, start actually dealing damage to enemies, don't make it health regen off of it, just be a converting damage into health. Just, it's going to be opposite. So Flak right now, he converts 1% of damage dealt into pet health. Maybe 5% of the pet damage can be converted to Flak health. It's all going to depend on what kind of damage the pets end up doing, but I think that would be a really cool tiny change that they could do to this skill, and that would cover blue tree no matter what you're doing. If you're doing Gamma Burst or just doing like a red and blue tree rack build or something like that, you could get pretty darn tanky. Now finally, on to our green tree for fadeaway, or even if you're running racks again with a red and green tree build, the one change I would have would be to rage and recover. This skill has so much potential, but there's just a couple little nuances with it that make it pretty darn worthless. Like even putting 5 points into it doesn't do all that much in terms of endgame stuff. So right now, when you get a kill, 8% of your missing health is going to start regenerating per second. So one easy little change they could do is just make it based off the max health, and that will also pair even better with self-repairing system, because right now I try to avoid this so I can keep my health gauge up a little bit more. But if you combine these two, you're going to be regenning. Either way, it's going to be like the same percentage, but it would bring a little bit more use to the skill in my opinion. And then they have two options for the second part of the change here, and that would either just be boost the overall like health regen percentage, or in my opinion, what I think would be the better option would be have it be able to stack maybe 2 or 3 times. So you can get a lot of that health regen. It's still not lifesteal, so it's not going to be instant, but it's still going to be a usable amount of health regen. And to be able to get all that tankiness, you have to sacrifice a little bit of damage, say like hidden machine. So there is like a little bit of a trade-off with it, and I think that is perfectly balanced in my opinion. Another thing that they could do is if the attack command lifesteal anointment actually worked all the time, it would also bring a little bit more use to Sikkim possibly. I don't know if I would use it, but it could be an option you guys could do if you're making like a tanky Flak build, because with these changes, I really think that would be a possibility, and we're always down for more build diversity. So these are just some other changes I would like to see here in our green tree. But yeah, guys, that's seriously everything I wanted to share. If you guys have any other opinions about what they could change on Flak to give him a little bit more survivability, I personally don't think he should get just straight lifesteal. I think he should always just be the highest damage dealer, but also have the lowest survivability. That's kind of what Flak was made around, but the other characters have been able to abuse game mechanics or get class mods or just straight up insane buffs to be able to kind of go around their roles and just deal lots of damage and have high survivability. I want Flak to be true to what his character model is supposed to be. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to join our Discord, definitely go down in the description and join that. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. We stream every single night right around 8 p.m. Central Time. So hopefully I'll see a few of you over there. But otherwise, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.